Are you craving a trip on Space Mountain? Well, we've got the next best thing. Welcome to Disney Coast to Coast.
Hey folks, and welcome to Disney Coast to Coast, the ultimate unofficial Disney fan podcast. I'm Jeff DePauli.
And I'm Patrick Dougal.
I'm Patrick Dougal.
What?
We have our first official piece of Disney Coast to Coast merchandise.
What?
Now available for sale, yes. The DCTC 2017 calendar featuring photos from our Instagram account.
It's a calendar.
It is a calendar.
And there's photos.
So if you're
watching, if you're listening, you can hear it flip.
Or you can go to DisneyCoastToCoast.com, click on the calendar tab, and find out how you can order your copy. It is only available for a very limited time. Paint the night, yeah. It's a limited time, so make sure you order now so that, you can get it.
It's Paint the Night in November because Paint the Night is coming back in 2016 in November.
Sure, that's why it's there.
That's why it's there.
Sure. But actually, there are photos from our Instagram. I really love the photos, and hopefully you'll love them as well. So get your calendar, and it's also dated. Every time a park opened, it has the date in there, which is kind of cool.
And every Wednesday.
So did you know that, no, not everyone. In April 12th, Euro Disneyland opened in 1992.
My birth year.
And you can just, see it all on the calendar.
July 17th, what happened that day?
Disneyland opened in 1955.
Oh, wow.
I wouldn't have known that.
My favorite is July 1st is Canada Day.
Yeah, Canada Day.
We're all moving there. Anyway.
But so go to DisneyCoastToCoast.com and order yourself a calendar while supplies last. Actually, supplies will last. We'll print as many as we need. You just have to order it by a specific date.
But get it now, so
get it now.
You can start exactly.
Yeah, you'll get them before January 1st.
Yeah.
Order them now.
Start the new year with a new calendar.
And it's the first official merch, so oh, that's just a one?
First.
I thought you were saying, hold on a moment. No,
First
it's just one. So moving on from there, though, you did something exciting at Disneyland this past weekend. I did not partake in this.
I did. I participated in the Marvel Superhero Half Marathon Weekend, which includes a 5K, 10K, and a half marathon. I only participated in the 10K, which was themed to Doctor Strange this year because it opened. And I had a blast.
Good.
It was my second Run Disney event. I did the first inaugural Disneyland Star Wars half marathon where I actually did the half marathon, and I died a little bit. Half marathon was just right out of the gate, I was like, let's do a half marathon. And I was like, no.
Yeah, I will say,
bad idea.
As a friend of Patrick's, this is definitely a better result because after the first race, he couldn't make it up my stairs. His knees and ankles were in a lot of pain.
I still, my quads are a little sore still, but I went real hard. I am proud of my time. I ran a 10K in an hour and 3 minutes,
that's almost as good as my best 10K.
Oh, yeah?
My best 10K is 59 minutes.
Sure.
Yeah. True story. Not at all. Well, congratulations. It's fun.
Yeah.
And you went through all backstage and everything. It sounds like.
Yeah, a lot of there's some crazy stuff they just leave out there even for Run Disney events.
Is there a dead hippo from the Jungle Cruise?
Behind Tower of Terror, there's Hopper, who's usually out in front of Tough to Be a Bug, but they have Moana there now. Also, just running through the back of Tower, you're like, there's actually a good amount of room back here. So you're like, expansions. But behind Disneyland, they had vehicles out, Space Mountain vehicles and bobsleds and all that fun stuff.
So basically what you're telling me is if I ever did it, I would just go with a camera and take behind the scenes photos.
Yeah, definitely.
That's basically what I would do.
Yeah.
Well, awesome. And you met Dr.
I did.
I almost called him Dr. Doom.
Yeah,
That's
throughout the run, you can stop and take pictures. And I feel like I got ahead of the people who want to take pictures and just behind the people who wanted a time.
Nice.
So
Nice.
I got when I got to see the characters, there's only 5 or 10 people in line at the moment. So I met Black Widow, Hawkeye, and Doctor Strange because they're rarely out. They had Cap and Thor and all them, Spidey, but I was I'll see them in the parks already. So I saw them, and I had so much fun that I immediately signed up for the Star Wars 10K happening in January.
Good for you. High five.
Yeah, running.
Boom. I did not partake, in case you were curious.
If you're curious about any running events at Disney, it's rundisney.com.
Rundisney.com. Disney.com.
Yeah.
Cool. Let's get to the news, shall we?
Let's do it.
Shanghai Disneyland. We're going to start overseas today.
Overseas.
That was the airplane.
Okay.
Shanghai Disneyland is officially getting a Toy Story land. They're expanding.
I think this is like the quickest expansion. Although, however, they said it's been in planning construction before it opens. So
I was going to say, this sounds more like it was the plan to open with the park and it just didn't get finished, so they didn't announce it, which I think is smart. I think they dealt with it the right way. But it is a little difficult for us to accept when, the hashtag Thanks Shanghai still is a little bit of a sore spot. So it's a little difficult to hear. It's okay because it's Toy Story Land. I gotta tell you, I don't know what it is. Toy Story Land just doesn't excite me. Like, I know we got it coming to Disney's Hollywood Studios. They got it in Hong Kong. They're getting it in Shanghai. Where else is it?
I think that's
Paris. I think Paris has one.
Oh, in the Walt Disney Studios?
Yeah, I believe so. I could have made that up. So I don't know. It just... I'm sure it'll be copycat-ish with its own unique...
I think my favorite part about Toy Story Land is, especially in Hong Kong, during Halloween, they have all the mutant toys.
Yes!
And
all of... what's the boy's name? Sid's evil toys.
Yeah, that's great.
That is great. I'm just really praying still, fingers crossed, that Toy Story Land at Disney's Hollywood Studios has some reworked homages to Honey, I Shrunk the Kids playground. It's very fitting. I think that Super Soaker belongs in Andy's backyard. Personally, hoping for it. Fingers crossed. We'll see. I will say none of that stuff has been found on eBay. So maybe they're saving it for a reason. Or maybe it's in a dumpster. I don't know. Let us know what you think it is below. But so that's happening. Shanghai also, some other interesting news, got a seasonal pass.
Yeah.
It's a little strange because it was available for one day only. It was available to purchase on November 11th.
You missed out.
We did. And it's good from November 12th through March 31st.
Okay.
And they have 3 different level passes. One is called a weekday pass, one is called an any day pass, and then one is called a Sunday pass. This is just very interesting to me. Of course, all of these do have exclusions, like the weekday pass, if it's a holiday, it doesn't count. And then the any day, I think, is any day. Sunday, I think some Sundays might be blocked. I guess depending on holidays or whatever. But what a weird system. I guess it works though, but what is that? November, December, January, February, March. So it's not even half a year. I don't know. I think it's weird, but good for them. I don't know what it means. That's what I'm trying to figure out. I'm like, does that mean ticket sales are low? I don't think so. I don't know what it means, but I don't know. Would you?
Maybe they're like just testing it out over there.
Perhaps. I do think it's interesting though.
I mean, every other. Does Hong Kong have an annual? I know Tokyo Disneyland Resort does. I know Paris does. I know Florida does. I know we do. So
yeah,
I think they're just testing it out over there. Maybe.
Perhaps. I kind of love the clarity of the names of them though.
Oh yeah.
Other than like a
Signature Plus. Yeah. You're like, what the heck does that mean?
Let me research this. A weekday. Oh great, I can go during the week. Yeah. Like that's. I would not be against the United States adopting that naming system, personally. That works for me.
But then it's still, like you said, with like someone's like, oh, weekday pass, I shouldn't be blocked out this day.
Yeah, well, there's going to be blackouts. What are you going to do, right? But I don't know how much they went for, but you had to get it November 11th, so if you didn't get it yet, you're done.
Or you can go with Universal, who comes out with another annual pass every day.
Yeah, it's true. Okay, staying overseas, some new stuff happening at Hong Kong. We've heard about the Iron Man experience. We finally have a date. Previews are starting in December, and it's opening January 11th of 2017. And this is kind of cool. I mean, it's basically Star Tours, right? That's what it looks like. It's like a 40-plus person vehicle that is essentially like a giant Iron Man suit. So it looks very Star Toursy. But the thing that's cool about this is the story takes place in Hong Kong. So the characters of Iron Man are flying around Hong Kong in the film, which means this is really a unique attraction to that park, not only because it's only there, but even if it were to move somewhere else, chances are the film would change. So I think that's kind of cool. This is the first we're hearing of that. And it sounds like their whole Tomorrowland is going to do like a whole Stark Expo kind of theme to it. I actually think this is a kind of cool and unique and good direction for Tomorrowland, which is kind of confused in a lot of the other parks. Yeah. I mean, they don't even know what color their rocks are anymore. What's going on with that? The Twitterverse is going crazy over the rock colors. Well, they were brown, right? And now they're blue.
They're like metallic blue, yeah.
They're very beautiful, but it is very funny how fascinated people are by the rock color. Mm-hmm. But yeah, are you excited for the Hong Kong thing? You're like, no,
sure.
I'm not going. I'm not going, right? But yeah, I'm a little discouraged by the fact that it looks very Star Toursy. I'm like, what was that, 1986? I think that technology was around since. So anyway, but the rumor I want to talk about in Hong Kong. The rumor is they're tearing down the castle.
Yeah.
Did you hear this?
Too small.
Well, here's the thing. Hong Kong Disneyland supposedly was built very low budge and very quickly, and it's an exact copycat of Disneyland's Sleeping Beauty Castle. Mm-hmm. Which, listen, Disneyland's, I accept it was like the first one, although I would like to see them plus it. I never want to see them tear that thing down because it's Walt's castle. That would be ridiculous. But I gotta tell you, in Hong Kong, I'm all for it. I say knock it down and start anew and build them a new castle. And this is apparently a controversial thought. But how do you feel about it?
Sure.
I don't understand why there's only, now 3, but every park should have their own princess castle. Like, we should not have multiple Sleeping Beauty castles. We should not have multiple Cinderella castles, in my opinion.
It's so beautiful in Tokyo, though.
It's pretty much the same as Walt Disney World, isn't it?
Yeah, it's the exact same.
Yeah.
But there's just, the area in front of it is just bigger and massive.
Sure, but wouldn't you rather they have their own princess castle? Like, it would be equally as beautiful. It doesn't have to be Cinderella Castle. I don't know.
Right now.
I will say, as far as like acing the Sleeping Beauty Castle, Paris wins. Oh my goodness. Paris's Sleeping Beauty Castle is beautiful, and there's a dragon in the basement. Mm-hmm. That's a win, ladies and gentlemen.
Tokyo's has a walkthrough attraction similar to ours.
The Cinderella Castle. When you say similar to Disneyland's? Mm-hmm. Well, Shanghai wins that battle. Okay. But it's Cinderella, of course.
It is.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm all for the Hong Kong thing. Blow it up. I mean, don't publicize that. I don't want to see it. That would be actually disturbing.
I want to see Mulan's empire.
Do it. Like, do something. Do something unique. They deserve their own unique castle is all I'm getting down to. And Sleeping Beauty Castle is tiny. Like, it just is at Disneyland. Yeah. Oh, okay. So yeah, I'm all for it. I say do it.
Sure.
And since I said do it, they're going to do it. No, I will repeat. This is just a rumor, but I'm going to say it's going to happen. I think it's going to happen.
Sure.
So now heading back to Walt Disney World here in the United States, let's head to Mickey's most Merriest celebration.
Castle show.
Yeah, this is the castle show during Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party. Holy moly. Have you seen this?
I have.
This is a first year for this, right?
Yes.
Okay, because I was going to
It's
say...
replaced Celebrate the Season. Is that... No. Something like that. Tis season to celebrate.
Okay. Well, Mickey's most Merriest celebration is quite a celebration. First, overall opinion, what did you think of this show?
Too much.
I don't know if I loved it or hated it.
Listen, I've never been a fan of the castle show.
Me either.
For the Christmas parties. It's always just a lot of too much going on. It's just a mishmash of everything with Christmas songs. There's no storyline. It's just happening.
Yeah.
Let me just give you my little bullet points of this show. Live singing. Yes.
Thumbs up.
Castle projections.
Sure.
I like.
Forgettable-ish, but...
Clarabelle.
Okay,
yes.
Clarabelle. What was this? There were so many things in this show that made me go, what is going on? Because one of the characters is Clarabelle Cow.
Clarabelle.
I don't even understand this.
Toy Story. Okay. Three Caballeros. Sure, culture. And then there was just a mishmash of just everything. Like Wendy, Peter Pan, Snow White, Dwarf came out. They just threw whatever character they had around into the show, and they're like, sure.
It was like Christmas and Disney vomited on stage. It was amazing. Okay, so I gotta say, one of the first things we see in the show, or I think it's like the second number, there's a line where Daisy's looking for Donald. I don't know where he is. It's not Christmas without Donald. And somebody goes, text him. And there's a whole song about what... Here's a line from the song. Texting Merry Christmas makes the holidays complete. And then they go, LOL, LOL. And I'm like, what is happening here? I am not okay with this. Like, this was so... I understand wanting to make these characters current, but there are just certain things, and I accept it. Like, in My Side to Pie, they're very like, take photos and hashtag them. And even that weirds me out a little bit, but I don't know. It's because it's a dance party, it feels slightly more appropriate, even though like seeing the characters with the giant cell phones is ridiculous to me. Having a song about texting Merry Christmas and LOLing that's where I drew the line. I was just done at that point, and it was like the second number.
I am just not a Daisy fan.
The thing that drives me nuts about Daisy is her voice. It's the most inconsistent Disney character voice of all time.
I think that's the main reason why I hate the new cast, Mickey's Friendship Fair, too.
Yeah, I'm not a Daisy, especially since Daisy tends to replace Pluto a lot, which I'm really not okay with. Pluto's part of the Fab Five, not Daisy, just saying. But yeah, so the song is crazy. And then, as you said, Clarabelle Cow comes out and sings the Mariah Carey hit, All I Want from Christmas Is You, although it should have been Is Moo, frankly, if they were going to go that route. But like, this was amazing to me because Clarabelle Cow, like, it's kind of like they were trying to make the widest audience possible for this show. You got young, hip, texting and LOLing. Then you got Clarabelle Cow for the older people who are like, hey, I know Clarabelle from the Disney shorts. Like, it was so weird. It was so weird. And then, as you said, the Toy Story characters, the Three Caballeros, which was like, just so we can Feliz Navidad it. Culture. The Fantasyland character mishmash. Okay. And then the best Clarabelle moment, tell me what it is. Tell me what the best Clarabelle moment is.
I don't know.
Oh my goodness. She comes out and she goes...
since she comes out like full white, like...
No, this is at the end of the show. We need more cowbell. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, she pulls a Christopher Walken and announces, we need more cowbell.
Naturally.
Amazing. And then I will say one of my favorite things about the show was, I believe it was the last number, was It Feels Like Christmas from Muppet Christmas Carol, which is a beautiful song. Happy to see them use that. And like, I will say, it was a super high energy show. I kind of enjoyed it and kind of hated it. I was very passionate watching this show. I'm not a huge Castle Show fan in general. Hocus Pocus is brilliant, but other than that, I'm not a huge fan. But I don't know. This was special, to say the least. And I will say that I did see some characters talk and blink that I haven't seen do that before. At least I don't remember seeing them, like Chip and Dale. Do they do that a lot? Chip and Dale were talking and blinking. And I was like, oh, all right. And Clarabelle was. So yeah, some new stuff. But that's Mickey's Most Merriest Celebration for you, folks.
That happened.
Yeah, and of course, also at the castle, we had a Frozen Holiday Wish, which is basically a repeat of previous years. I don't know if I'm becoming weaker or if it's just Frozen isn't thrown in my face nearly as much, but I kind of enjoyed watching the video of this. It's a pretty cool show. I do feel like I need to go back and watch. What was Cinderella's called?
Cinderella's Christmas Wish.
Okay. So it's always about wishing. Wishing for snow in Central Florida.
She wished that the castle would look like her glass slipper.
Ooh. That's kind of nice.
And then Fairy Godmother would come out and say, bibbidi bobbidi boo.
Oh, now wait a sec. How did she do it?
Just like that.
How to do that?
If you like to hear it again, you can rewind.
Bibbidi bobbidi boo. I think that's how it was.
And then it turned white. Nice.
But yeah, the projections are great. The Anna needs to become a little less clumsy. They're really playing that up with her character. She is such a clumsy girl. So yeah, it's getting a little over the top there. But yeah, it was super cute. And if you haven't seen it, definitely check out the video of a Frozen holiday wish. So much Christmas stuff going on, and we haven't even had Thanksgiving yet, Patrick.
Yep.
And one of the cool things, something I really want to experience at Epcot that I've never experienced, is holidays around the world. Yeah. Oh. Now, they're adding more to it this year. It begins November 25th. This is interesting because it actually doesn't run the full length of like most of the holiday stuff does. So this begins November 25th and even ends a little earlier.
That's because Food and Wine just ended.
Oh, is that why? Okay.
So Food and Wine ends a little longer, and then they have to get time up to change all that out.
Because it's a moneymaker. Food and Wine. Oh, but this seems to have a lot of food options as well. There's a lot of marketplaces around the world where they have food from all the different cultures. The thing that I really want to see is each country represents its holidays heritage.
They have storytellers.
I really like that. I like that a lot. Have you ever experienced any of them? Mm-hmm. From what I hear, you cannot experience them all in one day because of the time that they're scheduled. So pick the ones you want to see and go do that. But or go multiple times. But I don't know that
there was one I want to say is Germany, but she tells a story about this nutcracker, and at the end they tell everyone to close their eyes, and you close your eyes, and when you open them, there's a giant nutcracker guy.
Ooh. What if you don't close your eyes?
Well, then you won't ruin it, and you see him walk out.
Oh man, so he doesn't magically appear?
He does if you close your eyes.
Oh, well, close your eyes then, everybody.
Close your eyes.
Yeah, I would like to see that. And of course, one of the highlights of the Epcot Christmas Spectacular is Candlelight Processional. Which, if you don't know, it's the story of Christmas read by celebrities, some of whom this year include Jodie Benson.
I saw her do it.
Oh, really?
Once.
I saw Dr. Quinn Medicine Woman do it here. What's her name? Julie. No, I almost said Julie Taymor. That's not it. I can't remember her name. I'm blanking. But in any case, Dr. Quinn. I saw her do it here at Disneyland. So Jodie Benson's doing it. Robbie Benson's doing it. He's the voice of the Beast. Did you ever realize that Jodie Benson and Robbie Benson have the same last name?
Yep.
I never thought about this until I saw them on a list together.
Oh.
I was like, that's weird. The Beast and Ariel have the same last name.
They do.
Of course, it couldn't be a Disney celebration without some Neil Patrick Harris.
Yep.
So he'll be there.
Of course.
Whoopi Goldberg. Whoopi.
She's done it every year.
She does it a lot,
too.
yeah. Meredith Vieira, Cal Ripken Jr., which is very interesting. And some others as well. So go do that. That's a really cool show. At least it was here at Disneyland. You've said you've done it. I'm assuming it's cool at Epcot as well. And then finally, the Illuminations seasonal finale is, from what I hear, to die for. They do a big Joy to the World type of finale. And as if Illuminations finale wasn't awesome enough, let's blow up more stuff.
Bam.
Well, what will we call it? We'll call it Holidays Around the World. Bam.
Bam.
Nice. But yeah, that's going on at Epcot. So if you can make it there, go, because it sounds spectacular.
Go.
I've never done it there.
Do it.
I probably have as a kid, but I don't remember.
It's great.
Yeah. Some other Walt Disney World news that's a little bit unexpected. We got the news that Disney Quest will remain open into 2017. Now, this was supposed to close.
Yeah.
Supposedly, the NBA experience still has the green light. It is still coming. I guess it's being postponed a bit. But if you were sad about Disney Quest going away, well, you have a little bit more time.
Get some more time.
More time. And while you're there, you'll be able to check out the cool drone show at Disney Springs.
Yeah.
So we'll talk about that on a future episode, but I'm excited about that. Let's see what's going on. Oh, this is so weird and random, but I saw this video and I wanted to mention it because Disneyland's Haunted Mansion tombstones, if you don't know, outside of the Haunted Mansion, they have the tombstones with the name of the Imagineers who worked in the attraction. Apparently, they were lost back 15 years ago when they first started doing Haunted Mansion Holiday. They removed the tombstones and put up all the pumpkins and the jack-o'-lanterns like they have on the hill, which are so pretty. And then when it came time to put them back, they lost them all.
I don't know where they went. Whoops.
Can you imagine being that person?
I don't know where I put them.
Seriously, I wonder if that person's still working there. That's crazy. And so they've been gone 15 years. They never replaced them until now. They've actually built new ones because they're still lost. obviously somebody put them in a dumpster, or somebody has some really cool Disney artifacts in their home.
Yeah.
One or the other. But if you ever see those on eBay, you'll know why. And so they built new ones, added some new ones for people who actually have worked on the mansion since then. But I thought that was really kind of cool. And honestly, I had no idea that
Neither did
happened.
I.
So weird. Speaking of, I guess this is weird news, Descendants 2. It's weird that there's a sequel.
It's happening.
But we're getting some new villain children.
Boo, boo, boo.
Do you know who's coming?
Yeah, I read it. I don't remember their names, but it was Gaston's child.
Yeah, his son.
Ursula's daughter. And Captain Hook's son.
Yep, so Gil is Gaston's son, Uma is Ursula's daughter, and Harry is the son of Hook. Are all of the children the same sex as their famous villain parent?
No, because Carlos is Cruella de Vil.
Okay, yeah, we need some more of that, because these are all the same sex, but I don't know. I just saw that reading it. I was like, that's a little uncreative. And to be honest, based on the picture alone, could you tell whose children they were?
No.
Hook's like,
oh yeah, because he had a hook.
Ursula,
the other two, I was like, they look like pirates. They all look like pirates.
Gaston's, I had no idea. Even after reading it, I was like, that's Gaston. I don't see the connection.
Yeah.
Ursula, once you told me, I was like, okay, I see the colors of the makeup and stuff that work. But yeah, it's, Descendants 2. We're all excited for it.
Yeah.
Only on Disney Channel.
Boop, boop.
Speaking of entertainment, let's go to movies.
Movies.
Okay, Pixar has moved around some of the dates of their movies.
Little change.
A little change. Incredibles 2.
Taking place of Toy Story 4, which has now been pushed back.
Yeah, Incredibles 2 is coming sooner. Which I know makes a lot of people
Toy
happy.
Story 4 coming later.
Coming later, which is a little scary, because this is now the second time Toy Story 4 has been pushed to a later date. Which means...
It's scary, but then it's also like, good, you're taking the time.
Agreed, 1,000%. It's a little scary because the way that they talked about it when they first announced it was like, we got this great story, like, we know where we're going with this, we're really happy with it. When you keep taking more time, it means something ain't working, and it's just too good a trilogy to mess up the fourth one. But I have faith. I have Lassiter faith. Do you have Lassiter faith?
I'm really excited for Incredibles 2.
Yeah, I have to go back and watch The Incredibles, because I will be honest, I've seen it one time. It was in the theater, and I was underwhelmed by it. I didn't love it. So yeah. I will see it again, and then I'll get excited for Incredibles 2.
Yeah.
Yay. But yeah, so what are the dates? We got Toy Story 4 pushed to June 2019. Incredibles 2 moved up to June 2018. So
Whoop, whoop.
I guess it depends on which one you're more excited for as to whether or not you're happy.
Honestly, I'm more excited for Incredibles 2.
Yeah, I'm more interested in Toy Story 4, but like I said, I'm a little scared. But it'll be great. It'll be great. Like I said, Lassiter faith. Hashtag Lassiter faith. That happened. Are you ready for an exciting movie trailer?
Woo!
It's called Beauty and the Beast.
It happened.
Oh my goodness. Oh.
It happened.
What did you think of it?
I love the score.
You're not happy with it?
I'm still mixed. Honestly, I hate Mrs. Potts.
Okay. I will agree. I don't love the object designs. In fact, I think Mrs. Potts is the least offensive to me. I think I don't care for Lumiere's look at all. But to me, more upsetting than the look of it is it looks kind of CG.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. But like, how are we gonna get around enchanted objects? Like talking like.
I'm talking more the Beast than anything.
Oh, yeah.
The Beast looks kind of CG. His face.
Not kind of, it's very CG.
Yeah, so that's a little disappointing.
But the music.
Well, we say the music, and the music in the trailer is literally phenomenal. Like, I just want to buy the CD now. But remember Jungle Book? We had that amazing trailer score that didn't end up in the movie. So I'm a little scared that that's going to happen, and I'm really hoping that's not the case, but there is potential for that.
Mm-hmm. But I think it's like Disney has been doing this lately with all their musicals. They're not marketing it as a musical.
Yeah, which is weird. I think maybe Beauty and the Beast, it's an assumption that it's a musical. I mean, they definitely have been like throwing out interviews like Alan Menken talks about the 3 new songs he wrote for Beauty and the Beast, which, let me say, it's so weird to me, and the new music is lovely, but it's so weird to me that with a library as big as Beauty and the Beast, between the original film and the Broadway musical, so many songs were cut, and they need new songs. My argument is always like, to me, it seems a little like money hungry and Oscar hungry. It's like, okay, we can sell more records if we have new music to release, and it also makes us eligible for Oscars. That's kind of how it feels from an artist standpoint. I'm sure Menken doesn't look at it that way, so I'm hoping like the people actually creating this stuff are like, no, this is needed to move the story forward. Why we need certain songs instead of If I Can't Love Her, I don't know. I'm sure it's going to be fantastic though. So I'm still excited for it. My only thing is the CJ and the characters. But come on, you're excited.
Oh, yeah, I'm excited. I just still have mixed emotions.
This new poster is beautiful.
It's great, yeah.
The trailer literally gives me chills. Oh, March, please come. Come soon enough.
It's coming.
It's coming. We're so close, everybody. We're so close. Now, in the past, you might have heard us talk a little bit about George Lucas's museum, the Lucas Museum of Narrative Art. They were looking for a place in San Francisco that fell through. They were looking for a place in Chicago, didn't work out. Now Los Angeles is battling for this museum, and I can't even tell you how badly I want us to get it. I want to go to this museum.
He wants to go.
I really want to go. We're battling with another location in San Francisco, and basically everybody here is saying, we want you, George Lucas, please come. The problem is, George Lucas has always been like anti-Hollywood establishment. So like that might be reason enough for him to be like, no, it's not going to go there. But I mean, a museum for narrative art, I feel like Los Angeles is the sensible home, right? They're looking at Treasure Island in San Francisco and Exposition Park here in Los Angeles, which already has some museums in it. Now here's the part that makes me want to cry. George Lucas is funding this. $1 billion with a B.
Billion.
This man is basically taking all of his money and putting it toward like bettering mankind instead of selfishly spending it on himself. I can't even like.
He can't even.
No, what an amazing man. I love George Lucas so much. I can't even tell you. I want this museum.
He can't even.
You're not excited about this museum?
I'm excited.
Come on, you would go to that.
I would go to it.
And it's going to be so much more than just Star Wars stuff, ladies and gentlemen. Like, it's going to be incredible. So my fingers are crossed. It would still be probably like 5 to 7 years before it even opened here. But I'm hoping. And shame on you, Chicago and San Fran, for like not making that happen. They went to you first, and you said no?
You messed up.
Yeah, you kind of messed up. That's going to be a huge moneymaker. Good for the economy. Come to LA.
You messed up.
These are my open arms for George Lucas.
Oh.
They're open.
There they are.
Come hug me.
Oh.
Okay.
Moving on.
Moving on, a little earlier I mentioned Muppet Christmas Carol because of the finale song and the crazy Mickey show.
Yes.
Something so cool is happening in New Jersey. I wish that it were closer to me because actually tickets are really affordable. If you're in New Jersey, anywhere near the New Jersey Performing Arts Center, Saturday, December 3rd, your butt better be at Broadway Sings the Muppet Christmas Carol. Oh. Don't you want to see this?
Yeah.
Do you like Muppet Christmas Carol?
Yeah.
It's actually like my favorite adaptation. Christmas Carol is one of my favorite books, one of my favorite stories. The Muppets do a phenomenal job with it. It's worth saying that this production will not have any Muppets in it. It's simply taking the Paul Williams music from the movie plus cut songs from the movie and doing like a concert performance of it. I think that's great. I think this is like step one.
Step one.
I've always said I want to see Muppet Christmas Carol on Broadway. Whether it's with the Muppets or not, I would rather it with the Muppets. But even if it's not, I feel like the music is so good. Alan Menken wrote a Christmas Carol musical with Lynn Ahrens, which I'm not a huge fan of, to be honest. But Muppet Christmas Carol, huge fan.
Huge fan.
I wish I was closer to Jersey on December 3rd, but I will not be.
Wah, wah.
Sad.
Yeah.
Did you know Mickey's birthday is right around the corner?
It is.
It's on Friday.
Friday, November 18th.
That's right. There will be premiering a music video on Good Morning America called "What We Got,"
What we got.
starring Mickey Mouse.
Starring Mickey Mouse.
And it shows his little adventure that he went on. We've talked about in a previous episode how he was going on a
Traveling.
world tour.
You know.
Do you know where he
does.
went?
He went everywhere. He went to...
Let's see how many you can get.
This is trivia.
No, this isn't trivia.
He went to Shanghai.
He went to Shanghai.
He went to Rio de Janeiro.
Very good.
Some other Asian country.
Someplace really close to us.
Disneyland.
No, Los Angeles.
Los Angeles.
Kyoto. Shanghai, as you mentioned. Rome. Paris. Don't you remember him with the Eiffel Tower?
Yes.
Cusco. And Rio de Janeiro.
I got one.
Yeah, and to celebrate, Disney Channel will also be showing blocks of Mickey programming that day, and there will be special parade moments at Disneyland and Walt Disney World. So if you find yourself in the parks on Friday the 18th, you might have some special surprises.
Do you know how old he is?
88.
88.
I believe, right?
88.
Yeah, 88. It's looking so good for his age.
So good.
So good. Anyway, that's it for news. Any other news from you?
No, I experienced some Christmas stuff over at Disneyland this weekend, but I'm gonna wait for you to experience it, and so catch it next week's episode.
Yeah, we will be talking about it on a future episode because I'm gonna go this weekend and experience all that fun stuff. The crowds were nuts this past weekend, from what I understand.
Heck yeah.
But yeah, before we go, I want to give a shout out to Alex R1012. Hey, Alex R1012. Thanks for leaving us a 5-star written review on iTunes. Thank you so much. It makes it easier for people to find us. So if you want to shout out on the show, that is so simple. Go to iTunes, leave a 5-star written review, and that's all you gotta do. Just like Alex R1012, and he's kind of the man. So
the man.
Hashtag the man Alex R1012. Boom. Anyway, I think that means it's boom, boom, bam.
Boom, bam.
That means it's trivia time. So, Pat, do you want to hit me first, or shall I hit you?
You can hit me first.
Okay, this is kind of very random, but it's not a true or false. No. But I found this out, and I thought it was interesting, so I thought I'd give you a little trivia. Over at Disneyland in Snow White's grotto, there's actually a tree that you cannot get to as general public. It's kind of roped off. But on the back of this tree, there's a carving that says PP and WD. You know, like how you said... You know, you'd have people's initials in the heart and all that stuff. PP and WD. Whose initials do you think those are? WD, PP.
Walt Disney.
Walt Disney is your guess, and who's PP?
Peoples.
Peoples?
People.
People. People?
The people's people.
No.
And Walt Disney.
You're wrong on both accounts. Think Fantasyland.
Pocahontas.
What's her last name? Pocahontas people?
Pirates of Penzance.
Pirates of Penzance? The Gilbert and Sullivan?
Pinocchio's play area.
No. Failing.
They
are initials for names.
In Fantasyland characters?
In Fantasyland. In fact, they have a ride in Fantasyland.
Pinocchio.
Not Pinocchio.
Are they first and last name?
Yes, indeed.
Mr. Toad's pen.
No, you're going to kick yourself when I tell you. It's so simple.
Peter Pan, Wendy, Darling.
Boom! Did that just come to you?
Yeah, it just came to me.
Peter Pan and Wendy Darling. I think the trick there is the WD. I think everybody would assume Walt Disney, as I would. But it's Peter Pan and Wendy Darling. As I said, you can't really get to this tree.
That was my first guess.
Oh, okay. You're just building the tension.
Suspense.
Cool. It's a tree carving by the Snow White grotto. If you happen to see it, snap a picture and tweet it to us, I'd be okay with that. Sure. But I'm not advocating going anywhere you're not supposed to in Disneyland.
Don't do it.
Just saying that. Anyway, very good job.
Thanks.
Nice.
Knew it.
What's your trivia? No, you didn't, but you guessed it.
I got a trivia question for you that you probably know, but some people don't really know.
Okay.
Obviously, Pixar Studios is in San Francisco, but it's Actually, in like a city inside San Francisco.
Emeryville, right?
Emeryville, correct.
Emeryville, California.
So yes, Pixar is technically not in San Francisco.
No, it's
San Francisco.
It's like saying we live in Los Angeles, but we actually live in
Burbank.
Or somewhere that's not
Anaheim.
Burbank.
Or North Hollywood.
My address is... yeah, so it's kind of like that. So, but yeah, it's Emeryville, California.
So don't send mail to Pixar San Francisco.
No, although it would probably get
probably
there.
still get there.
Let's face it.
But it's Emeryville.
Yeah,
which is
make it a little easier.
Honestly, when I visited Pixar, Emeryville's so random. Why the heck did they build it there?
Cheaper land.
Yeah, it was cheaper.
That's why. But that's going to do it for us this week, guys. I do want to remind you, get your DCTC calendar. Go to DisneyCoastToCoast.com for a limited time. You can order it. Make sure you do that before it's too late.
Do it.
And of course, between episodes, you can connect with us in places like
Twitter, Facebook, listen/watch us on YouTube, listen to us on iTunes and SoundCloud. Go to our blog post on Tumblr. Get your calendar. Leave us a 5-star review. Write comments down below on how handsome we are.
Okay.
Thanks for watching.
Excellent. I think that's going to do it for this week. You can do all of that stuff at DisneyCoastToCoast.com. Have a fantastic week, everybody. We'll see you next time.
Bye.
Thanks for listening to Disney Coast to Coast. Have a magical day.
Oh my goodness. So, it's happening.
It's
Speaking
happening.
of rumors
Speaking
and
of
stuff we've been
rumors.
hearing about for a long time, drones are coming to Disney Springs.
not the parks.
Yeah, this is okay.
Because there's a no-fly zone.
I don't know. They can fly. It's their no-fly zone. This is interesting. Now, if you didn't hear,